Bun găsit! Sunt Alina Dima, gazda dumneavoastră. Așa cum știți, călătorim peste tot în lume și de această dată am găsit o metodă cât se poate de interesantă și inedită în același timp. Emisiunea de astăzi este despre Africa de Sud, iar povestea acestei țări absolut fascinante ne va fi spusă de către gazda noastră de astăzi, Excelența sa, Ambasadorul Republicii Africa de Sud în România. Hello, Your Excellency, and thank you so much for having us here today. It's truly delightful to have this conversation with you because you are going to be actually our host throughout the South African story.
Thank you so much.
To begin with, because South Africa is a fascinating land, my first question would be about a short or brief history of South Africa.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to share with the people of Romania the beautiful country called South Africa. As you know that South Africa is now a democracy since 1994. It was previously under a system of rule called apartheid, in which the people of the land were segregated along the color lines. We have since overcome that. We are now a democratic state. We think that we are a country that is still developing, but we are getting there in terms of unifying our diverse country. South Africa is called the Rainbow Nation because of its makeup. It's made up of different people from different races who must coexist in the same geographic area. Different cultures, different walks of life. So it's quite an interesting country, and we'll encourage people to visit and experience the beauty of South Africa.
And the official language is Afrikaans, but on the other hand, there are other foreign languages that are spoken in South Africa, right?
Yes, in actual fact, Afrikaans was used as a medium even in schools, but that's part of our past history. It is now accorded the same status like other languages. In terms of our constitution, we have 11 official languages. And that is your English, Xhosa, Tswana, Afrikaans, Tsonga. There's quite a lot of them, 11 all in all, and other related dialects. So it is a setup that really tries to accommodate the diversity of people that are there, the most common spoken languages, because some of them are more popular in certain geographic areas of the country and others are not. But English is a language that is used by many, including Afrikaans and other languages as well.
I think that the most known personality coming from South Africa is most definitely Nelson Mandela. He is known everywhere in the world, especially during the apartheid period, which was rather dramatic for South Africa. How is he seen today in South Africa and all around the world?
Mandela continues to be a symbol, a symbol of hope, a symbol of unity, a symbol of perseverance, and every time the country celebrate and remember Nelson Mandela, we always think back and, talk about those things that were the important values that he promoted and how we can continue to embrace them going forward. The value of tolerance, perseverance, honesty, integrity, because I think he provided a lot of that during quite very difficult times. I mean, I really always imagine myself that whenever I reflect that had we not had someone like him during those difficult times, what could have been of South Africa, So he was a person that was able to assert himself and to prevail during even the most difficult times. Many people these days are unable to do that. People choose the softer side of things, but it was not the case with him. I mean, he was an exemplary person, and he provided a lot of, leadership that is based on proper ethical conduct and morals.
You mentioned the very beautiful characteristic of South Africa, the rainbow nation.
Yes.
But apart from that, I would like to talk about the natural reserves and also about the most important tourist attractions in South Africa.
Yeah, no, that's an important one. Let me first start by saying that in South Africa, tourism industry, the industry tourism is quite very much important. You know, the latest figures show that as late as 2016, South African tourism sector contributed about 700,000 jobs, permanent jobs into the industry, and was contributing, that figure might have even be long surpassed now. It was contributing about 3% to our gross domestic product, which is quite a lot and significant. So it's quite, you know, very good, attractive country. To date, almost 18.6 million people, both local and international, have enjoyed the beauty of South Africa as tourists, out of which 8.6 million were international tourists. We are now have got a very ambitious plan we're driving as the country, that by 2023, at least we want to arrive at 19.2 million visitors, you know, coming to South Africa to explore the beauty of the country. So it is a very well regulated and well organized, supported industry by government, and also to ensure that we provide the necessary comfort, the necessary experience of a lifetime for all people that want to come to South Africa as tourists. Here in Romania already, again, from the statistics that we have here, because people need to have visa to travel between the two countries. So we can really see firsthand that in 2018, more than 2,000 visas were given to Romanians who wanted to travel to South Africa as tourists. So we're quite grateful, and we think the response, especially from the side of Romania, is quite interesting. More and more people are going to South Africa to visit our beautiful cities. There are 6 important things upon which our tourism attraction strategy is anchored on. One is that we want to give people experience to, you know, to see South Africa, the city lifestyle. We want to give them the opportunity to also experience the cultural roots of the country. We want them to also experience the adventurous, you know, the adventure that is there readily available in the country, the wildlife itself, because we've got a lot of that we can offer, where people can see animals in their natural habitat, not those that are crammed into small spaces, because part of what is quite key is that we've got the land where animals can be allowed to roam around freely, and so people can really experience all of those things.
So many natural parks and natural reserves.
Yes.
Which are the most important regions of South Africa when it comes to, I don't know, nature tourism?
Yeah. We've got quite a few areas that I can mention. Firstly, Cape Town is one of our popular cities. In fact, not so long ago, the New York Times gave very important accolades to Cape Town as one of the most important cities in the world. People can also go to Cape Town. One of its landmarks is what is called the Table Mountain. It's a beautiful background. It gives a beautiful background to the city, and when people are up there, they can be able to have a proper, nice view of Cape Town as a city. Also, in terms of its architecture, you've got buildings that go back to the Victorian era, you know. So it also have got that bit of old and new architecture combining quite very well, and to give the city, you know, that beautiful status. You can also visit what is called one of our cities, Johannesburg. Johannesburg is regarded also as one of the powerhouse of Africa in terms of its role. Many of the multinational companies, for instance, have got their offices in Johannesburg. Big financial institutions have got their offices there. But the most important thing is that Johannesburg also, I can say, is one of the melting pots, you know, that also gives people an experience of experiencing a true South Africa. So when you are in Johannesburg, you can also have a lot of places you can visit for eat out, for shopping, for interaction with the people of the country, because it also provides quite a lot of mix. You can also go to Durban. It's one of our coastal cities, also very much popular for its beautiful beaches. Very popular also for domestic tourism, but international tourists as well visit Durban quite a lot. And then you can also go on what is called the Garden Route. Garden Route also takes tourists in one of our beautiful coastal areas, the Eastern Cape. So you can also, especially people that that likes outdoor adventure, they can see a lot there, you know, a lot of things that are in nature, birds, flora, all of that you can be able to experience in the Garden Route. So there's really quite a lot. And we also have got what is called Soweto. Soweto is one of the big townships where in Nelson Mandela stayed, and Archbishop Tutu, Desmond Tutu, remember also he was one of the Nobel Peace Prize winners. So there's a street in Soweto called Vilakazi Street with a lot of restaurants, but it is the same street in which Nelson Mandela and Bishop Tutu stayed. So even Nelson Mandela House is now being revamped into a tourism site, so people can see where exactly did Nelson Mandela stay, in what state was the house, because all those things are still there for people to see and experience. So there's really quite a lot. Then you've got the Kruger National Park, as I already indicated, and a few of other wildlife safaris, because we also have got a lot of private, both private and state-supported wildlife safaris that you can have in South Africa.
Now, since we are talking about travel, one of the important aspects regarding travel is also to discover the culture, the gastronomy, and the traditions of the country that you are going to. So how is South Africa?
It's a, like I said, it's a rainbow nation. That's how we are known, and that's how we also define ourselves, because we are a confluence of many things in one. People can experience the cultural diversity of South Africa is expressed in different ways. It's expressed in terms of the dance, the cultural dance that you will find people performing in different regions of the country. It is also expressed in what people wear. It is also expressed in music. One of the popular cultural items is the drums, the marimbas. It's part and parcel of our diverse culture. But also it is also expressed in terms of the cuisine, from the buboti to what in our context is called pap. Pap would be mealie maize porridge, which is same as mamaliga in the context of Romania. So in terms of what people wear in South Africa, there's also a lot of things we share that are quite common with Romania. As you can see in one of these dolls, you can see there's a lot of beadwork that is embedded in what they are wearing. And I've seen that also here in Romania. So there's quite a few similarities that we share between the two countries. But we are really very much diverse, but we're happy with our diversity because in it there's quite a lot of strength, you know. They say if we appreciate the difference than to emphasize the difference, you know, as things that must put us apart, then we cannot get ever united as a nation. But we appreciate those things and celebrate them.
People still wear the traditional garb on a regular basis, or only when there are national holidays or celebrations?
No, it's both really. But these are more accentuated in different parts of the country. In the Eastern Cape, for instance, you'll find a lot of people, even though there is no specific event taking place, you'll find people always in specific identifiable attire, identifiable to the region. In the northern part as well, you'll find exactly the same. People always wearing in a certain manner that is identifiable to that particular region. So on national days celebration, like in our case, the 24th of September is a holiday assigned to celebrating national heritage. So people will gather in stadia, they will gather in community meetings, they will gather in halls, and really bring forward whatever it is that is their own traditions and way of life, whether it's food, whether it's clothing, even in government offices. On the 24th of September, when is the celebration of heritage, people come in different attires, you know, just expressing their, you know, different cultural identities, you know, so that we don't forget these things. We continue to embrace our cultures where we come from, but at the same time use those to fortify the process of building the nation.
Talking about specificities and about diversity, how do you find the relations and maybe similarities between South Africa and Romania and between our two people?
Like I said, I think we are quite very close in terms of what we wear. I have seen that in Romania there's quite a lot of beadwork that it's embedded in what people wear a lot here, which is also really the same in the context of South Africa. We enjoy barbecue, which in our context is called braai, but it's exactly the same, made on the fire outside. It doesn't matter, you can put a fish in a foil, put it on the fire, or it can be a barbecue from wildlife meat, it can be from lamb, from beef, but we share those commonalities.
Or in our case, meat.
Yes, Mama Liga, we have that as well. So there's quite a lot, including wine. I understand and follow that in Romania, wine is also growing. It's growing quite very well.
It is.
Yeah. And really South Africa also is known to be producing a lot of wine, a lot of which have also received international acclamation. So there's really quite a lot between our two people to enjoy.
Now, as a final word for our viewers, to welcome them to South Africa, what would you tell them?
Our nation building philosophy is informed by what is called Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a Xhosa word meaning you are because I am. Now, that's it's really a philosophy that defines the friendliness of the people of the country. And everybody in South Africa, it doesn't matter where you want to go and experience the country, but our people are always ready and always extend a hand of friendship and welcome. So we are in our diversity really, but at the same time, we are quite warm, welcoming and friendly people.
Thank you so much
Thank
again
you.
for having us. And as a word of advice for everyone, they should definitely discover South Africa.
Yes, we really would like to encourage Romanians to visit South Africa. We are doing our bit as well to convince our countrymen about the beauty that can be experienced in Romania as well, because we need to balance things out. Romanians are going in numbers to South Africa, but I don't think South Africans have as well discovered the beauty that Romania can offer. So the more Romanians we have also going to South Africa, the more ambassadors we can have for Romania. And that people-to-people exchange can be, can assist people to learn more about the beauty of your country as well.